Hello, everyone. This is the My Camping Adventures channel. Buffalo lost. And although I'm not super big on football anymore, I have to say that they played their best. Almost. It came down to a few inches on one play, one call here, one pass there. But they needed to get that few inches to catch that one pass to change things up. I really would have liked to have seen a Buffalo Philadelphia Super Bowl because I think both teams are deserving. Not that Kansas City is not a stellar team. Hey Grayson, how you doing, bud? Just live streaming Sunday night before I got to go back to work on Monday and just watch the Kansas City Chiefs Buffalo game. You can subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And wanted to share some thoughts here. Got a lot of friends that are Buffalo fans. I generally root for the Steelers if I watch football, but they were out of it. So, I mean, Kansas City is good. I mean, I don't see how they're going to be stopped, but I think that Philadelphia deserves a ring as well. Yeah, the Bills lost, and I could hear my friends screaming from here. But, it came down to that one play on fourth with just a few inches. It came down to that one pass at the very end. It was a very hard-fought game, but I think that Kansas City executed consistently a lot better. And I think that Mahomes did the Josh Allen thing with the running. I think that the Bills' plays in the first half were a little bit too predictable. Like Josh Allen always going to the left. And they relied on 2 or 3 key players. Whereas I think Kansas City, to a man, just consistently played at the highest level. Oh, Rose Bouquet, I think you are so nice. And if you could subscribe, I'd love to have you on the channel. Hey, hi, Case. Shout out to Case. Shout out to Grayson. Shout out to Rose Bouquet. So anyway, I was hoping the Bills would win. Stayed up to watch the game. But I kind of had a feeling they had a chance at the halftime. But in the second quarter, they just weren't firing as consistently as Kansas City. And American football. Thank you, Kenneth Dale Johnston. Thank you, Case. Thank you, Rose Bouquet. I really, it's like the third time in a row that Buffalo's gone up against Kansas City and fell just short. I think that Josh Allen's a nice guy. He helps people out a lot. He has his own cereal, and I know he gives to charity. I know that the Buffalo fans are great, and I really just wanted to have them have the experience that I had when I was younger, when I was a Steelers fan, when they were kind of the dynasty for a while. All right. Yeah, Tyrone, I may be tired, but I get it. A testicle. Yeah, I get it, Tyrone. That's a good one. Hey, why do nurses like red crayons? Because sometimes they have to draw blood. What do you call a bear without teeth? A gummy bear. See, I can tell stupid dad jokes as well. Sleepy Joe. Oh, good lord. That's a catchphrase or a name I never want to hear again in my life. I am sleepy. My name's not Joe. It's 10:36 here. Been a long day, but still not ready to go to sleep. So I want to hang out with you guys for a while. Yeah. Again, we're gonna keep this chat cordial. Hey, Olin Hessa, how you doing? Yeah, let's not try that again. Yeah. Hey, you want to hear a cat story? Bolin Hessa, you want to hear a cat story? I'm going to tell you a cat story. When I first moved here, the neighbors had two cats. And one cat was kind of mean and a bully and was eating all the food from the other cat, so the other cat ran away. He went into our ditch, jumped out of our ditch one day and jumped on my dad's lap, who hated cats. My dad said to get off his lap, and the cat wouldn't. And he said to get off his lap, or he'd tie a firecracker to his tail, and said some other choice words. My dad was an old Sicilian. Well, the cat kept coming back. Sat outside of our deck and watched us eat Thanksgiving dinner. I felt sorry for it, so I started putting out tuna fish and milk. And one day in a rainstorm in a cold fall, I let the cat in the garage with a blanket and a little box. Well, the next thing you know, he's in the house. Find out his story from the neighbors. His name was Buster. And best cat I ever had for 10 years. He's like a little human child, more than a cat. He didn't like when we went away, though. And he once peed on my tent that I had set up so I wouldn't go camping. He also peed on our luggage. He didn't want us to leave and have somebody else watch him. I think because now I understand he was so afraid because of the neighbors that left them. Good cat. I cried when he died. He's actually buried in my backyard by the bird bath. I think he'd like that. You know, here's the thing. My camping adventures is about my camping adventures, a poor man's Truman Show, mystery shops, gear, food, occasionally a Manhattan, talking about gear, talking about preparedness, talking about having live chats from people all over the world, sharing what we have in common, but we can all be cordial in this chat. You know, that's all I want is for us to respect each other. Austin Crowder. Shout out to Austin Crowder. All right, Austin. If you haven't yet, if you can subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Trying to get up to 4,000 viewing hours. So potentially maybe I can monetize this channel and make a few pittances to do more adventures when the weather gets nice. Don Drumming. Hello, Don. Shout out to Don Drumming. If you guys want to watch any of my older videos, watch Creepy Hike to Hector Falls. Watch Return to Hector Falls. Those are two videos I'm really kind of enjoyed. Watch some of my e-biking adventures. Watched my kayaking one in Presque Isle State Park. I even think the one where I drove around for the Christmas lights is pretty cool, but there's some interesting stuff to watch on here. Well, I know that Elon Musk has $500 billion, and it's about $500 billion more than I have, and that he bores holes in the ground and makes electric cars and puts satellites in the sky and launches things into space and has a lot of say in the government. And if he ever wanted to donate to this channel, I'd let him. Yeah, cats are complex. Dogs are more straightforward. I think cats do a whole lot more thinking and strategizing and grooming and a little bit more hyper, and dogs are just like, hey bro, feed me. Let's go play frisbee. Walk me. Oh, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'll take that. Greetings from Boston. You guys make good beer. Sam Adams. I think one of my favorite beers to order when I go out and eat wings is Sam Adams Cherry Wheat. If you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, they have Sam Adams Cherry Wheat generally on tap. It's nice and cold. They put a cherry in it, and it's perfect with wings. Greetings to Squid from Boston. Greeting to Boston Sports Cards. Hey, Boston Sports Cards, if you could subscribe. I had a Roberto Clemente rookie card in my baseball collection. My parents threw it out when I moved out of my house. My favorite Buffalo Trace product is I like the Buffalo Trace bourbon, and I like the Buffalo Trace chocolates. The bourbon chocolates, I wish when I was in Kentucky I got another box of those. I'm eating like one piece every once in a while. Oh, Alexis, take my hat off to you. Thank you. Yep, 58, 23 inside. Been a long day. So I'll take that. Thank you, Alexis. Hey, Tony Soprano, how you doing? Well, I gotta go to bed in about 16 minutes to get up for work tomorrow, so kind of not looking forward to that, so kind of hanging out with you guys. Alexis, you're probably a cutie yourself. Yeah, I also had a signed Roberto Clemente Pirates baseball cap that got tossed when I moved out of my house to my first house. Bummer. Paul Sauce, that's pretty funny. Yeah, I know. I'm like crying about it to this day. I actually met him. My brother-in-law took me to a game, and he signed my Pirates cap. And then I had a rookie card of his, and in the old days, you bought the Topps cards and for the gum, and then we traded the cards, and that's what we did, before cell phones. We played catch. We played baseball. We traded baseball cards. Yep. I Haven't had much hankering to go outside and have any big adventures right now because, well, we've been in a polar vortex and we've had like 5 feet of snow since the day after Thanksgiving, and it's 29 degrees today, and it felt kind of balmy. And I've been winter camping 100 times. I camped one time in a Cabela's 3-season tent in 14 degrees. Had a cot, had a mattress pad, had my sleeping bag, had a Mr. Heater. Just got through the night. Manatee Hopper, shout out to Manatee. Shout out to Chicka and Ninny Toes. Shout out to all of you. But anyway, yeah, no, I went to Kentucky for a weekend. It was great. I got to go to the Buffalo Trace Distillery, a gift shop, toured the Sam Pepper Distillery, tasted some high wine. Had about 5 minutes to run through the Buffalo Trace gift shop. It was crazy. I just grabbed and went. Grabbed this hat, grabbed some chocolates, grabbed some bourbon, grabbed some playing cards, grabbed a shot glass, and I think that's all I had time to grab. It was a good time, and took my friend Mike, because I was able to bring a guest, and they said bring somebody you could keep up, and my other half said bring Mike, and got to the hotel, and the first thing he saw was a liquor barn. He was like a kid in a candy store. He knew all the prices back here, and he's like, hey, wait, this is $6 cheaper. And well, I ended up coming back from the trip with 4 bottles of bourbon. He had 7. And I said, I think I have enough bourbon for the rest of my life. He's like, oh, I'll probably get through Christmas. Yeah, keep the chat cordial. You can have some humor, but, you know. Anyway, yeah, my favorite thing, oddly, I should have grabbed 2 boxes. I didn't know how expensive or hard to get here they are, is the Buffalo Trace bourbon chocolates. They are so good. And then we went to the Keeneland racetrack. I've never been to a racetrack all day, and got to watch the races and the horses. And they have this drink called the Keeneland Breeze. It's pretty good. What I didn't know is why Kentucky's so famous for race horses is because there's more calcium in the water, and I think it helps the horses grow stronger bones. And then the Kentucky grass builds them up better, so they really grow good there. And they had some of the best tasting water I've ever noticed. And then also I got to eat at a place called the Kentucky Castle, so it was a good trip. No, my name's not Jamal. I'm Sicilian. I don't think Jamal's a Sicilian name. My name's My Camping Adventures. So, anyway, Buffalo lost. Kansas City won again. Looks like it's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles for the Super Bowl. And like I said, you know, if I root for anybody, it's usually the Steelers. I'll root for teams around here. You know, at the end of the day, it's a game. And these people get paid a lot to play. But there are some teams, I think, that the people on them just have a little bit more class and honor. And I think Buffalo's a team like that. So I really would have liked to see them go to the Super Bowl. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. I think I might do more Sunday chats from Sportsman's Warehouse. I like sitting in the little lounge area by the fireplace and watching the world go by. But I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate every one of you who subscribed. I love hearing about the places where you live. I love talking about food. I love talking about gear. And if I could recommend one thing to you guys, it's kind of be a little prepared. Don't be the normie Normans. Have a little bit of extra food and water in your house. Have blankets, an alternate heat source, emergency radio. Just some common sense type stuff. And you'll be way ahead of the game. I don't dislike Trump. Yeah. Like I said, keep the chat cordial. ABCO, I gotta tell you something. Okay? I was out camping this July. And in the Allegheny Forest where I am, you always see weird stuff. I don't know if a bunch of military stuff flies by or if it's a flight zone. But I looked up and I saw a white light about 10:15. It's always about the little low point in the Big Dipper. Had a flashing light at each corner. Made no sound. Started doing a circle above me and then zipped up through the bottom of the Big Dipper, up and disappeared till I couldn't see it anymore. Yeah, there are big bucks in Allegheny Woods. People saying, oh, there's no deer there. I see them all the time. I got an e-bike, and I ride the trails up there, and you sneak up on deer all the time, and I know exactly where they are. Yeah, and I saw Elon Musk Starlink satellites. I was up on top of a hill in the forest one time, and I looked up, and this whole link of things was like flying by when he's launching this constellation of satellites. Yeah, I did check out my e-bike videos. And the one video where I'm doing the ride on the road and coming back, as soon as I stopped filming with my GoPro, a big freaking buck jumped out in front of me, stood right in the road. I braked, but I was probably going to die and run into him, and he jumped out of the way at the last minute. Lithium battery, huh? And that was the same weird night that I heard this weird. Well, when the light was up in the air, this raccoon was running along the creek on the other side of my land, freaking out. I actually got my bear spray out because I was afraid this raccoon had rabies or something, and he's gonna run across the creek and try and jump in my lap. It was summer. It was more towards fall. I'm sorry. Not much. I just got a little piece of land right in the middle of the county, right next to the Allegheny Forest. About a third of an acre. Enough to put a tent on. That's cool, ABCO. No, Michael, I don't. My dad never took me hunting. I have friends that bow hunt. In fact, one of the camps by where my land is, they're big bow hunters. I call the guy's girlfriend Dead-Eye Deb. I trout fish. I stream fish. One of the things I really enjoy is walking down a stream with my St. Croix rod and my Panther Martin and just spin casting for trout as well. And the way I hunt anymore is I like hiking in places quietly and seeing wildlife. Trout fishing is awesome. It's relaxing for me. It kind of combines like hiking and walking down the stream. If you check out some of my earlier videos, you'll see my trout fishing attempts in Elk Creek. There's one where a rainstorm hit where it shouldn't, and I'm like jumbling around on my phone trying to get like a tarp up over me that I carried to stop from getting soaking wet, and then it stopped, and then I continued fishing. But anyway, it's time for me to go nighty night, and I'll do some more live streams. I'm usually doing them on the weekends, and I don't know if I can this weekend because a lot of stuff's coming up, so I wanted to do some now. But I like chatting with all you guys, and thank you for subscribing. Look for my streams. We can all get together and chat, share, talk about stuff. And this is the My Camping Adventures channel. Please subscribe.